Good morning, 8th grade families and new families. My name is Michael Torrey, and I am the interim head of the upper school this year. I want to start by saying how excited everyone in the upper school is to welcome you to our division next year. We're very much looking forward to having you join us. As you know, before we had to close GA because of the pandemic, we had orientation programs planned for you in the evenings. The purpose of this video is to replace those orientation programs, although in very condensed form. As you are about to see, we will run through a lot of material fairly quickly, and there will be some information-packed slides. Don't worry about trying to read everything though, because when we distribute this video, we will make a link to the accompanying PowerPoint available as well so that you can review it at your leisure. The PowerPoint is itself a condensed version of our course selection booklet, which we will also make available to you through this slide deck and through Veracross. That booklet will provide you with a complete account of our curriculum. In this video, you will hear and see me speaking first, and then you will hear from each of our department heads as they briefly describe what happens in the 9th grade in their departments. Then, at the end, I will wrap things up. So, without further ado, let's get started. As you can see, we have a number of ways in which we foster connections and community in the upper school. When your house head connects with you in the near future, you will hear from that person about everything under the connection and community icons here. For now, I will mention that every 9th grader takes the 9th grade seminar. This class meets once a rotation, has no homework or grades, and focuses on issues relevant to the 9th grade experience, such as the GA Honor Code, resilient skill building, coping strategies, and issues of identity. All sections are taught by one of our 3 upper school counselors, Dr. Janet Moore, Matt Elliser, and Chrissy Bauman. So each 9th grader will get to know one of our counselors during the first semester. If you are interested in learning more about learning accommodations, Dr. Maurer is also the person to contact for that. During the second semester, 9th grade seminar will interweave lessons on computer coding with a focus on wellness, digital citizenship, and digital storytelling. Those lessons will provide a preliminary taste of our computer science offerings, which are available from 10th grade on. Please also note, under the support icon, that along with the counseling department, we also have a college counseling program and an Office of Diversity and Inclusion. Students are assigned a college counselor near the end of 10th grade. So for now, 8th graders and new students need only worry about showing up for 9th grade and being fully engaged in their classes. The Office of Diversity and Inclusion works with both our curricular and extracurricular programs to ensure that they attend to issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it is run by Anika Walker-Johnson. For now, though, we will focus on academics. One thing to note is that every 9th grader begins the year in study hall to help them adjust to the pace and rigor of their classes and to give them a structured work time during the day. If, at the end of the first semester, a 9th grader's grades and comment indicate that they are working to the best of their ability, they will be released from study hall and will have free periods. Most 9th graders get out of study hall at this point, but they do have to earn that privilege. Study group is a learning support course that meets several times a rotation and will be run by our recently hired learning support specialist, Tyhisha Elmore. It is designed for students who need help with executive function skills or who have diagnosed learning needs, and either the middle school counselor or the admissions department will let you know if they think your 9th grader would benefit from being in study group. In the upper school, we require students to advocate for themselves and to seek help when they need it. One-on-one meetings with teachers, going to the writing center, and working with a peer tutor are all excellent ways for 9th graders to get help with their coursework, and their advisors and teachers will let them know more about these resources next year. As you know, we have a house system in the upper school. In red, you can see the usual schedule we have during our morning gathering time from 8:05 to 8:20. This time includes at least one house meeting a week And listed below the red, you can see who the head of each house is. We are excited to welcome Ms. Rader and Mr. Dents as our two newest house heads next year as they join the other house heads on the administrative team. As I mentioned previously, you will hear from your house head in the near future. Here you can see an overview of the courses each ninth grader takes. At the top is ninth grade seminar, which I've already described. In a moment, you will hear from the department heads about each of these courses. For now, just note that a ninth grade schedule includes 5 major academic courses: English, history, math, physics, and either a modern language or Latin, plus a visual or a performing art, plus physical education and ninth grade seminar. Here is our scheduling timetable. We are making this video today, April 13th, and we'll share it with you as soon as we are done. This Thursday, any 8th grader who has been recommended for physics honors should attend the Zoom meeting that Dr. Montemayor will host about this challenging course. House heads will contact 8th grade families on April 21st, and by May 1st, 8th graders will complete their course selection sheets. New families, however, will be contacted by their house head on April 15th, will have a family meeting with their house head during the first few weeks of May, and will submit their course selection sheets after that meeting. Schedules for all students will be put together during late May, June, and July, and they will be shared with families by July 30th. So, that is an overview of the ninth grade in the upper school, and now we will hear about specific subjects from our department heads. First, we will hear from Becca Burnett, chair of our English department.
My name is Becca Burnett, and I'm the chair of the Upper School English Department. Today I'm going to focus on 9th and 10th grade English. Our foundational curriculum is a 2-year exploration of human identity development through literature. Essentially, the course asks how we become who we are and how we navigate the world once we do. The literature in these courses isn't easy. Although the texts are engaging to read, they also ask students to grapple with difficult material, because it's only by watching our characters manage adversity that we can learn how to manage it ourselves. I would love to bubble wrap our 14, 15, and 16-year-olds and keep them safe from the difficult parts of life. But I also appreciate the value of preparing kids to navigate difficult situations with empathy, resilience, and grace. We've found that literature provides a safe space for kids to work out how they might navigate a difficult situation, because it's fiction, so there aren't real consequences. If you are curious about the literature we read, we invite you to read along with your children. In addition to teaching students how to analyze literature, we also teach them how to write at an upper school level. While students coming from our middle school have a strong foundation in analytical essay writing skills, we reinforce and build on that skill set. We also know that about 1/3 of our students coming into 9th grade each year are new, and they may have a wide variety of backgrounds with respect to writing instruction. In 9th grade, we make sure that we teach writing skills intentionally and explicitly so that we can level the playing field for all students, regardless of their previous training. In terms of differences from what they are used to in middle school or their previous schools, students should expect that upper school will ask more of them. It's a higher level and it's more challenging. At the same time, we build in lots of scaffolding in 9th grade to help students meet our increased expectations. In addition, our English program centers around Harkness education, which means that students are responsible for co-creating the learning experience along with their teacher. This independence and agency will shape their entire upper school experience in English, culminating in their ability to choose from a variety of college-style seminars in their junior and senior year.
Welcome to the Upper School. My name is Bob Moyer, and I'm the head of the History Department. The history course selection for 9th graders is straightforward. All 9th graders take the Unleveled World History 1 course. This course is designed to be an Atlantic World History course covering the history of the interactions between Europe, Africa, and the Americas from the 1400s through the 1900s. We examine the culture and society of each continent and then closely study the global interactions, political, economic, and social, that took place over that time and that shape our world today. This course focuses heavily on the development of the skills necessary for success in both history classes and in all classes at GA. We teach students how to read for understanding, whether that is a secondary source textbook or a primary source document, whether they are reading a textual source or they're looking at a visual source, whether they're reading from a book or from a website. To that end, we heavily emphasize the skills of media literacy necessary in using online sources to understand what is going on in the world. We teach students how to take notes that are useful for each individual student, and we help them process that information and use it to participate in discussions around the Harkness table. We teach students how to speak confidently and listen carefully. Students write a lot in this course, learning how to write analytical essays and research papers. All of these skills are connected to the overall goal of students learning how to think critically and independently as they seek to understand the events of the past and of the complicated events going on in the world today. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next year.
Hi folks, welcome to the Upper School. My name is Jason Straub. I'm the head of the Upper School Mathematics Department. You can see our graduation requirements for math on the side of this first slide. All ninth graders that are joining us from our middle school will be placed into a math course by the middle school math department. So please direct any questions about your math placement to your child's middle school math teacher or to the middle school math department head, Mr. Notary. Students new to GA will be placed in a math class after review of their admissions file and possibly a placement test as needed. You'll hear more about your mathematics placement recommendation when you meet with your house head this spring. The primary goal of our math department is to help our students develop into thoughtful, creative, resilient problem solvers. In order to get off to a good start towards realizing that goal, all courses that are primarily taken by ninth graders, that's Algebra B, Geometry, and Geometry Honors, are problem-based courses. There is no formal textbook in these classes, but instead students work through a booklet of problems curated by the math department to challenge them to reason creatively while learning the core content. Students share their work and lead their peers in discussions of the key ideas every day in a student-centered environment that will hopefully push them out of their mathematical comfort zones. We are very excited to work with your children in math next year, and we look forward to getting to know them when they join us in the upper school.
Hi, I'm Jamie Anderson, Chair of the Science Department. 3 years of science, specifically biology, chemistry, and physics, are required to graduate from GA. Taking a look at our course sequence, we take a physics-first approach to science at GA. The study of physics in 9th grade allows students to develop an understanding of energy and the fundamental forces that govern the behavior of matter. In 10th grade chemistry, we'll use our understanding of physics to learn about the molecular nature of matter. And in biology in 11th grade, we'll see how atoms and molecules come together to create the complex systems that sustain life. We have 3 levels of physics. For current GA students, placement is determined by the middle school science department. For students new to GA, house heads will reach out to explain our placement process. Physics Honors is a traditional physics course that utilizes Algebra 1 skills extensively. Geometric and trigonometric principles are also used throughout. If a student is recommended for this course, they should seriously consider enrolling in it, but keep in mind that it is one of the most demanding courses that we offer in 9th grade. Most 9th graders will take Physics 1 or Physics. Physics 1 is a conceptual physics course that focuses more on the principles of physics and less on the math. Math is still used extensively, but the principles of Algebra 1 and geometry that are used will be introduced and developed as needed. Physics follows the same curriculum as Physics 1, but at a slightly slower pace. More time is spent developing the mathematical principles needed to be successful. Students in all 3 levels of physics will gain exposure to computer science through an integrated computer science physics unit. At the end of 9th grade, teachers will determine each student's placement for chemistry in 10th grade. Movement between levels is common. Independent Science Research Honors is a half-credit elective open to everyone. Students meet twice a rotation with Mrs. Keston, who will guide them through a process of designing a project, completing data collection, and presenting their results at local science fair competitions. Anyone with interest in science fair should definitely sign up.
Bonjour, buenos dias, and ni hao. Welcome to the Upper School Modern Language course selection for incoming 9th graders. As you can see on the slide, our graduation requirement is to complete 3 levels of a language, although many students enjoy continuing to levels 4 and 5. If your child is excited about learning a new language in ninth grade, this is the perfect opportunity to take Spanish 1, French 1, or Chinese 1. If your child wishes to continue to level 2 of the language that he or she is currently studying, the process is simple. His or her middle school teacher will recommend Spanish 2, 2 Accelerated, or 2 Honors, or French or Chinese 2 Accelerated or Honors based on their achievement, effort, enthusiasm, and motivation. New students to GA will take a placement test to determine their proper course level, and house heads will be in touch about this soon. My colleagues and I look forward to helping your child hone the 4 basic skills of language acquisition: reading, writing, listening, and speaking, as well as helping them to understand and appreciate cultures different from their own. Some fun things to look forward to next year are eating authentic foods in class, preparing specialties for our International Food Festival in the spring, competing in oral proficiency contests at GA and in Montgomery County, singing, dancing, playing games, and meeting and communicating with exchange students from Spain, France, Germany, and Switzerland. We can't wait to work with your children in the fall and to help them become more proficient and confident in expression. Bienvenue, bienvenidos, and welcome.
Saweta. Greetings, families of the class of 2024. My name is Mr. Levin, and I am the chair of the Classics Department. During my 7 years at GA, my colleague and I have focused our efforts on delivering a rigorous, dynamic program where our students not only are asked to confront the challenges of the Latin language each day, but are also provided the opportunity to engage with those aspects of ancient Greek and Roman history, art, literature, mythology, and culture that still resonate with us today. As you can see from the sequence of courses, we offer Latin from level 1 through level 5, with an honors track starting at level 2. For those who have been studying Latin in middle school at GA and plan to continue, a placement recommendation for Latin 2 or 2 honors has been made by Mrs. Galante. If you have any questions regarding that recommendation, please do reach out to her. For families new to GA, your house head will reach out to you soon. But in the meantime, please let me know if you have any questions about Latin placement. For students who have been studying a modern language in middle school and wish to make a fresh start in upper school, they may consider Latin 1. By the same token, if your child has been studying Latin in middle school and it hasn't been the experience he or she had hoped for whatever reason, they may want to consider changing to a modern language. In any case, please know that our language classes are led across the board by passionate, dedicated master teachers who will afford your child every opportunity to succeed and thrive as a language student. I wish you and your families a happy and healthy summer, and I very much look forward to seeing you all live and in person back on campus in September.
Hi folks, David Love here, head of the Visual Arts program at Germantown Academy, and I'm happy to share with you the visual art offerings for incoming 9th graders. These 2 new courses have been newly designed to afford the widest ranging art experiences as possible. The 2 options are 2D and Digital Media Foundations or 3D and Photography Foundations. Both of these are 1-credit year-long classes that meet 6 out of the 7-day rotation, equal to all the other major academic areas. As such, it fulfills GA's art requirement. Both of these courses are divided into a semester of each discipline, affording students a semester of hands-on traditional art making and a semester that incorporates technology, which is appropriate given the influence it is having in the art and design world and GA's new one-to-one initiative. The classes are perfect for students who want to fulfill their arts requirement through a diverse exploration and those looking for a foundation in which to build on in future years. So, which class to take? If your child has a passion for one area, the decision is easy. If they like 2 areas equally, it might be helpful to know that students will have the opportunity to take one or both of the other areas during their sophomore year. A couple last points. Our art classes are real studio experiences where most of the work is completed during class time. We start at the very beginning. No prior experience and ability is needed. Our faculty firmly believe art is teachable and all students can be successful. Students are exposed to all the fundamentals, but most importantly, they are also given the opportunity to bring their own creative voice to their work. Our classes are rigorous, but I think they also can be lots of fun. So thank you. I very much look forward to working with you and your child in the years ahead.
Hello, welcome to the Upper School Performing Arts. Again, my name is Charlie Masters. Our students in the performing arts focus on striving for artistic excellence, aesthetic connection, cultural community, and simply personal enjoyment. And students do that through three main areas in the performing arts. We have performing music, performing theater, and technical theater. Let's break down those three categories for a moment. So within the performing music side, we have the larger ensemble experience with Singing Patriots, our choir, the Academy Symphonic Band, and the Academy String Orchestra. We also offer a beginning guitar class for our guitar musicians. Within the larger ensemble experience, we do offer an honors level experience as well for ninth grade students. That requires an audition, and I would ask you to reach out to me directly for more information and to set up that audition. And the easiest way to do that would be to send me an email at charles.masters@germantownacademy.org. In the performing theater side, we have foundations of acting, and we also have improv theater. I would ask you to take a look really closely in the course description book to learn more about those exciting courses in performing theater. And lastly, we offer a course in the foundations of technical theater, all of the behind the scenes action. So we ask you to consider those three areas. One really important note, we often have students that like to, play an instrument, but also participate in theater, and there are ways to do that. And I would ask if you do have any questions about combining those different categories to simply, again, send me an email, and I can give you an exact situation for what for you or your son or daughter is looking forward to. One important thing about those crossovers, many of our students who are involved in both singing and in theater oftentimes will take Singing Patriots for the 3 out of 7 classes, and then sign up also for the Intro to Acting class. And so they work in tandem so that you go every other day, one day to acting and one day to Singing Patriots. And so that is one special note to make. Lastly, within the performing arts, we do house 2 major activities, such as sports and our newspaper and yearbook. And so the performing arts activities are our Belfry Theater Club, the country's oldest continuously run high school theater group. And that includes both students on stage and the technical theater students behind stage. So participation in a Belfry show results in 1 activity credit. Additionally, we offer jazz band as another activity credit. If you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to me, and we are so excited to have you join us in the Upper School Performing Arts next year. Again, welcome.
I'm Dave Martin, Chair of the Physical Education and Wellness Department. As a school and as a department, we believe strongly in the mind-body relationship. To that end, our 9th grade curriculum is designed around 2 major themes. They are team sports and personal fitness. In addition, we want our students to have a fun, positive experience that looks very different from the rest of their academic day. We look forward to working with your children next year and beyond, and we'd like to offer a warm welcome to Germantown Academy.
That concludes our brief tour of all the courses available to 9th graders. As I said, we will share this slide deck with you so that you can review it. If you have any follow-up questions, you can see that I will hold 2 follow-up Zoom sessions from 7 to 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 16th and Monday, April 20th. Then 8th grade families will hear from their house heads, followed by a Zoom meeting on April 27th for all 8th grade families in each house, and student meetings on May 4th. Again, new families will follow a slightly different schedule. They will hear from their house head on April 15th and will have individual family meetings in May. Finally, if you want more details about our curriculum, you can use the link in this slide to access our course selection booklet, which is also available through a link on the Veracross Family Portal. 8th grade families should direct any questions about course placement to the relevant middle school department head or to Matt Notary, the middle school registrar. House heads will discuss placement questions with new families during their family meetings in May. Thank you for watching this video. Please be safe and well in the weeks ahead. And again, we are very excited to welcome you to the upper school next fall. We can't wait until you join us.